Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. So in this one, we're gonna start taking apart the interior. So the seats, the side paneling, stuff like that. We're gonna begin with the seats though. So let's go over there, gonna grab a 14. Now the seats are pretty simple to remove. You wanna pull up on this tab right here, and there's gonna be two 14mm bolts holding this one down. So this seat is removed. Let's go ahead and take it out of the car. Let's go ahead and remove that one. So I'm gonna go over to the other side. Same thing, pull this tab, and then remove these bolts. And I will be putting all these bolts somewhere where I won't lose them. So if you are working on a car and you're taking stuff apart, I do advise to do the same thing. These aren't cheap if you're trying to find them at the dealerships. The seat's out. So I wanted to show you guys this part right here. You guys can see the clips came out of the side paneling right here. And a little bit right here. Basically what that means is the insides of the car got pushed a little bit when it got hit. But basically why I'm explaining this right now is because this little section kind of got squeezed in. And it's actually really hard to take out. It's kind of stuck in here. I'm trying to figure out a way to remove this because I need to get to the bolts that are holding those seats in. So let me try to figure that out really quick. All right, new plan. That little piece of carpet that's behind right here. I'm gonna take the little clips off and see what screws I can remove off the hinges, see what I can remove here. Thinking that might work. So I got those bolts removed on that side and on this side. So you can see where it loosened up, but that piece is still stuck on there. So I took about half of the clips off of that little carpet. As you can see back here, there's a bolt. So that bolt up there and then this bolt down here, I'm gonna remove both of them on each side, and this piece should be able to come off, the big piece. Then we'll go to the smaller piece. There we go. Now we got that piece off. We gotta get this piece off. So before I remove the backs of the seats, I'm gonna take these hinges out of the way. Start doing all the plastics on the sides here. And then we're gonna take the seats off and basically remove everything else. So let's move on to taking off these panels. So the way that you want to go about doing this is basically any plastic piece or panel that you see that is overlapping another piece, then that one has to come off beforehand. So the way I'm going to start is by taking off this rubber seal that goes around this chunk right here. All you have to do really is just pull on this, and you want to take that off. Very pretty. So I'm gonna save this guy. And I'm gonna try to keep the mat in here as long as I can because it's actually pretty clean under there. So let's go ahead and grab our Phillips drill and just take these screws out right here. Now there's probably clips also holding this piece in. Let's see if we can get a flathead in here and pry it up. That looks like it's in good shape. Let's put that to the side. So we're gonna start off by actually doing this left side first. So basically any bolt or screw that I see here, I'm gonna start removing. We're gonna try to get this panel off first, right here. So let's find all the screws. I know there's a screw right here, and then I did see that. There's another screw right inside of there. So let's go ahead and get those all removed. Start with this one. There's another 10mm right here. Let's get that bolt out, let's not lose it. Next, there's a little cover right here, as you guys can see. Okay, I thought I broke it for a second, but it's just clips right in there. So let's go ahead and take that off. It's also 10mm. There's gonna be a Phillips right there. Another Phillips right there. This is for the upper panel, but whatever, we'll get to, we're also getting to it, I should say. And it exposes a 10mm back there. So let's go ahead and take this 10mm out. Let's move on to the driver's rear door right here. We're gonna take off this rubber seal as well. Now, before I get too far ahead of myself, let's take off this plastic. Should be held on with a bunch of clips. Now we got that piece off. Everything looks in good shape. Let's get the rest of this rubber seal off. Also put it to the side. And when I tug on this a little bit, it actually seems like it's held down somewhere over here. So I think it's under the carpet. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, peel the carpet back a little bit, and then see if there's any bolts under there. Now to remove this little thing, I can see that there's 2 little tabs. Oh, got one side. There we go. There we go. Yep, and as suspected, there's 2 bolts under there. Take those out. Let's pull this thing out right here. Put this part back so I don't lose it. This part's free. Move on over here. It's basically just clips holding this in. I feel like the seat's really getting in my way, so I just might take that screw out right there and then try to see if that helps. Probably should have done this a long time ago, to be honest with you. All right, now let's just go ahead and take this off right here as well. Just kind of put that out of the way. Let's get this damn panel off. So since the seatbelt does go through this panel, we're gonna have to take this cover off and take this bolt out as well. So we got that cover off, and that's gonna be a 14mm bolt. Typically these are in there pretty good, because it's supposed to hold your life. Seatbelt bolt. And then let's get that last clip out of there. And there we go. All right, so we got the seat. We got the side panel right here. Right here, I wanted to point out, you can see it got bent right here, and I knew this was gonna be the case because this seat was very tough to latch. So let's go ahead and work on taking off this top panel, and then we actually gotta mirror this on that side. So we're gonna begin by taking off the cover piece up here. So once you get this cover popped, I'm telling you, I'm always breaking shit. All right, once you get that cover off, there's gonna be a bolt right there. 10mm, get it out. Let's get that thing popped off. Oh yeah, this is the clip thing, I forgot. It was on this side as well. Just gotta pull this guy out. All right, at this point it should be free. Okay. All the clips here, missing this guy. So there's one side done. I'm not gonna do anything with the roof, but I do actually have to do this side now and take those seats off. So before I do move on to that side, I am gonna put all of the little bolts that I took from this side in clips, and I'm gonna put them in one bag, mark it left rear inner panels. And then I'm gonna do the same for the right side. But removing this and the seats, I'm gonna do a quick time lapse for you guys, since you guys saw me do the left side, and then I'll be right back. So let's do that really quick. Let's get the bolts in here. Had a Sharpie. And I do recommend you guys do this as well. It makes it so much easier when you're putting everything back together, and so much faster as well. Alright you guys, so that's what she's looking like. Pretty much gutted with the interior panels. Wasn't really that hard of a job at all. It's just trying to find where the proper clips are and not missing any bolts so you don't break any plastics. They're not in the best shape anyways. You know, I still have to decide whether I want to keep these or buy new ones. We'll see how that goes. Probably gonna also take this carpet out right here because I don't want it to get any more dirty. Plus the welding, the grinding, drilling, things like that. Sparks that I want to get on it. We're gonna cover that stuff later, but this one you can literally just remove, so why not? So I'm going to remove this one. So let's get a closer look at any damage that might be on this side. Now I'm not seeing much, so that's a good sign, nothing too obvious. And this lock is a little bit bent, but it's not that bad. This one's worse. Now we do have to start moving like things like this plastic, the side steps on each side. So let's start doing that. Seems good. Now let's, before we do this one, we're gonna take off the side step. So before we go any further, after taking off that plastic, I'm gonna go ahead and replace this latch right here. I think these are called like T40 bits or something like that. All right, now we can go ahead and take off this side step right here. So let's go ahead and get to that. It's gonna be kind of hard to record this, but there's gonna be 12mm bolts. It's kind of hard to see, but these brackets, they have two 12mm bolts holding them. So there's a harness right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the bolts on all these brackets, and then this thing should come down. This is what it looks like right here. So this is what I mean. There was the two bolts on these holding it on, and then you had this one connector. That's the damage to it. Anyways, next what we're gonna have to do is remove this piece, but I think I'm gonna go and do the side step on that side first, get that out of the way, and then we'll see how this thing is not gonna come off nice or easy. We'll do our best. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this side quickly removed, and then I'll be right back. All right, so this side step is off as well. Let me go ahead and grab the bolts, put them in a bag, save those, and then we'll go on to the next step. Actually, while I'm here, let's take off this plastic piece too on this side. Oh yeah. All right, so now moving on, taking off this little piece. It's looking like there's some clips, as you can see, and then there's some bolts here and there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all those out, and then I'm sure there's clips holding it in as well, where you gotta pry it off. So let's hope it don't break anything, because I really don't want to buy extra little things like this. Everything adds up. Now I want to show you something real quick. You can see that they use some type of adhesive or glue right there to seal it up. Maybe that's some 3M tape, but we're gonna try to be careful with that. It sounded rough, but so it's these clips. Some of these clips broke, which is totally fine. I'll buy new ones. These ones are a pain to take off. The part that I was trying not to break was the part where the clip goes into, and they didn't break, so that's perfect. That's what we wanted. This side is off. Let's go ahead and remove the other side as well. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that side off camera. It's not much to record besides me just trying to pry this thing off without breaking it. All right, so I went ahead and took this piece off. It didn't come off as nice. As you can see right here, and right here, the 3 plastic tabs that look like this have broken off. It's not a huge deal, it'll still hold. I can also glue them back on. So that's a decision I'll make later. I can either glue it back on. I'll make it work if I have to use this. If I could find it super cheap somewhere for $20, $30, I'm just gonna replace it. All right, so we've got that part done. This side is pretty much prepped besides having the wheel not taken off yet. That's fine. The interior of this trunk is pretty much prepped to work. We still have to remove this bumper, this tail light. We're gonna remove this splash guard right here as well. So, oh, also we gotta remove this hinge. So we're gonna remove this right now. So I went ahead and removed this mud guard or mud flap, and it actually looks like it's in good shape. And these are the bolts that I had to remove to be able to get it off. So now let's move on to removing this bumper, but there's another mud flap on this side. So I'm just gonna quickly remove this. So I went ahead and took this off. There's gonna be these 10mm bolts right here, and then some underneath it. Should be pretty easy, pretty simple. All right, that makes all the bolts. Let's go ahead and go underneath and see what's under there. If you guys can see, there's gonna be a Phillips right there I need to remove. Then there's gonna be another bolt right there. Same thing on the other side. And so let me just go ahead and do this. All right, now that the bumper is off, I'm gonna go ahead and put that outside, grab the mud guard, all the bolts, and then put them in a bag, label them so I don't lose them. So let me do that really quick. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is remove this tail light. There's these 10mm bolts, one up here, one down here. But first I gotta disconnect this harness to it. There we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab this 10. Let's Pull this guy off and put these right back. Seems fine. Now things like this and this I'm gonna remove so it doesn't get damaged or lost. So this got to get removed. It's broken right here, so I might replace it, but either way, it's getting removed. This vent's gonna get taken out as well. Usually just held in by some clips, but since it's damaged, it's gonna be a little harder to remove. I'm just gonna, oh yeah, it's damaged anyways. I'm gonna buy a new one of these. That's gonna go to the damaged parts pile right there. I'm gonna leave those guys in there because I don't need them. This is just for reference that I need a new piece, so is that one. All right, so that pretty much does it. I'm just gonna take this out. But other than that, that is pretty much it. That's all I'm gonna be doing today. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have a guy come in to cut this window out of this quarter panel. It needs to be removed, and then we'll put it back later. Then I'm waiting on my quarter panel to arrive to do anything else. Other than that, I do still have to change out the door panels from the ones from this car to the donor doors, and then I might put the front one on. Not sure about the rears just yet. We also have to go over to this side, and then we'll probably tackle this pretty soon where we have to get this piece. I already have this piece. I'll show you guys in another video of me removing it. So I'm gonna be taking it out probably, I'm thinking like right here, and then maybe like right here. Just take this chunk out, replace it, get it welded on there. It's gonna be nice. I know this is different from the STI, whole different category, but this is kind of what I wanted to do, is have cars on this channel every now and then as well as I buy them, to fix up and show you guys how it's done, and that you guys can do it yourselves as well. So I'm gonna try my best to show you guys step by step, so that way you guys can just see the full start to finish on this build. If you guys are enjoying it, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more content, because I will be putting more content out. 2020 just kind of sucked, so I wasn't really in the mood for YouTube. But I will try to make more videos for you guys. I do enjoy doing it. It just takes a lot of time, and I'm a busy guy, but I'll do my best. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. You guys have a fantastic day. Thanks again for watching. Peace out.